Hello, hello. Where's my music? How loud is this gonna be? Okay. Hello, hello. Jumping on a very last minute and quick crochet with me. I look crazy today, but I have to crochet and get some work done. And I feel not as motivated if I'm just like crocheting in silence. So hello, friends, welcome. Hello, hello. Let me start this new row. I'm changing out colors at the end of every single row. It's kind of a pain, but I'm almost there. We're almost there. Hello. How have you guys been? Whoa, there's already 37 people here. Hello. If you're new here, say hi, tell me your name, tell me where you're from. We always got new people on the stream. But at the moment, before anybody asks, I'm finishing up my No Shades of Gray challenge with Hobie. These are all Hobie yarns. And I'll show you guys, I don't want to give it away, but you guys can see right here. I don't want to show too much of it because this is going to be a video. So I don't want you guys to see too much of what I'm making. But I did want some friends to come join me. Hello, hello from New Jersey. Wendy, I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. Today was a rough start to my morning. I usually hit the gym like first thing, but I woke up and I felt like absolute dog poo. And I think it's because it's about to be that time of the month. So it's been a rough morning, but now that I'm sitting and crocheting and talking to you guys, I'm like already in so much of a better mood. So I see hello from Utah. Hello from Belgium and Texas. I know, I'm sorry if you guys never really get to see my live streams. As as I'm sure a lot of the returners here know, I never plan these out ever. I never like really schedule ahead of time. It's kind of like whenever the spur of the moment hits me, I'll hop on live stream. Australia and Brazil and Quebec or Quebec, Wisconsin, Sweden, Canada. Lauren said, hello from Canada. Your videos keep me sane throughout family drama. I feel you, and same for me. I I always got, not always, but the last year has been kind of crazy with family stuff. And to be honest, besides crocheting, YouTube is like where I go to just keep myself sane. Yeah, I figured I'd come on here, obviously crochet a little bit. I'm sure you guys are sick and tired of hearing about it. But I wanted to remind you guys that the community patchwork project is still open and it's still going. So if you guys want, I'll get more into it. I talk about it all the time. But if you guys want to send in patches, it's still open until March 20th. So we have just a little bit over a month before I stop accepting patches. But if you guys would like to contribute, I would be so grateful and thankful. I really want to put together a crazy big project. So I'm hoping that I have enough patches to do so. Yeah, if there's anybody new here, that wants to know about it, just leave a comment and I'll talk about it. But yeah, I would love for all of my newcomers to be able to participate. That'll be so fun. So that's the first little update. We have 1 month left for the Patchwork Project. And what else? What else? There are so many things that are going through my mind and constantly on my mind. I just finished packaging up some more orders. So I'm gonna go ship those out probably right after this live stream. I have to package up a bunch of yarn today. Did you guys see the new yarn that I added to my shop? I don't want to say that it's my favorite yarn I've ever dyed, but I'm geeking out over the new yarn. I have 3 new colorways. Technically, I have 4, but I haven't edited the photos for that one yet, so kind of behind. But I have new yarn colorways, and new bases. I just added a boucle base, and last night I ended up dyeing some more of the boucle yarn just because I felt really inspired to just kind of like film like a little crochet with me using my new hand dyed yarn. So that stuff, it's still drying at the moment, but I hope you guys can't see too much of this. I hope I can start filming that this week, maybe. Oh, some of you have seen the new yarns. I hate to sound like, actually, I don't hate to sound like that. I don't want to annoy you guys by promoting my stuff, but I'm genuinely impressed like with the stuff I've been putting out lately. So even if you guys can't purchase or whatever, you guys just want to go check it out, see what it looks like. You guys can, of course, always pick out dupe yarn or similar types of yarn to make the same projects. So don't feel discouraged. And something else, while I'm on the live stream, I might as well chit chat your ears off. I'm actually going to record some of this right now. I'm going to add this into the video. Oh, shoot, it's already on. Okay, well, I'm filming overhead. I usually have this like little overhead camera. Can you guys see that? When I do tutorials. I figured I would add in a little bit of a different angle for this video. But something I wanted to also bring up here on the live stream. I don't know why I'm smiling so much for somebody who is feeling like poop. But at the moment, your girl is working on releasing new merch clothing. This music, I can't even hear myself talk because I'm yelling. Yes, I'm in the process of working on new designs and new graphics and new illustrations and just a much more expansive merch clothing collection. So I don't want to give too much away, but at the moment I just have new logos already designed and they're saved on my computer. And I'm having a different graphic graphic artist work on some other designs and like illustrations and whatnot. So yeah, it's crazy. I'm getting really excited just because I have so many different ideas, and the illustrator sent me the drafts of one of the designs today. I'm just so excited. So I would just love your guys' input before I finalize anything. If there is or are any types of images or drawings or graphics or slogans, sayings, like, cute little sayings or something, what would you guys like to see on the merch? Because I obviously want to put out stuff that you guys are interested in. Like I said, I already have a few different things drafted up on my own, but I'm like hesitating just a little bit just because I went to go order a bunch of clothing blanks last night to practice, the new merch on. And because I want this to be a lot more expansive than last time I literally only released this one design on this one color in one crew neck. It was very basic, very simple. And then a tote bag. No guarantees how many different designs or even how many different like clothing items I will have. But this next time, I am in the process of getting more crew necks in multiple colors and hoodies, whole full on hoodies with, the what's it called? The pocket in the front. So hoodies, crew necks. I'm also going to be launching some t-shirts. Um, I want everything to be unisex. I think there were a handful of like women's fit or women's style tees, which I do like because although I love super baggy clothing, sometimes I want a little bit more form fitting and like cropped. But I figure for this first, expansive drop or whatever, it will be just unisex hoodies and shirts and whatnot. So maybe even fingers crossed, I can put out some like really comfy like lounge shorts. You can kind of like wear them to the gym if you want, but they're also just kind of like for lounging around the home or lazy Sunday. Kind of like perfect crafting attire. So those are like the main things that I do want to drop. And hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, all of those will have multiple colors. So it's not just, this one. Um, but if there's a type of clothing that you guys are interested in, I was kind of on the fence about doing like some long sleeve tees because I wasn't sure how many people would be interested in those. I know me, myself, and I and Jordan, we want like our own long sleeves with the merch on it or like the designs on them. But I'm curious if you guys had any specific types of clothing you want me to like expand to. And then, as I said earlier, even just like if there's a cute saying that you guys want or some type of graphic design, let me know because I'm kind of hoping to get all of the designs and stuff finalized in like under a week. So we'll see. Okay, 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 okay. Somebody you guys are saying long sleeve shirts and hoodies. Okay, so y'all are on board with the long sleeves. Okay, I will keep that in mind. I've been doing a ton of just like guess you could say like window shopping, just trying to find not only like the right clothing and the right colorways, but I'm also trying to figure out how I'm going to be doing like the appliques this time. Although I still plan to mostly use my Cricut, depending on like how large I want like a logo to be, like a design or something to be like on the back or the front of a shirt or sweater. I If I want multiple colors in one image, it's going to be a lot of work on the Cricut, and at the same time, Cricut can only cut 12 inches wide one way. So I'm trying to like kind of price around and see if I can like get a heat transfer company to do it instead, but we'll see. I have to finalize the designs first to kind of figure out if I will be cutting out and weeding out and ironing on everything myself, or if I'm going to have a third party, whatever, do all that for me, ship me the logos cut out, and then all I have to do is iron them on. So Jana says, I'm currently doing one of your patterns on a sweater. I've made two so far, one for me and another one for my baby girl. That's so cute. Are you guys matching or are they different colors? And also, which sweater tutorial? Are you following the more recent one that I posted like in December? Or are you following like the men's oversized sweater from like 2 years ago. I'm very curious. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Coming up to the end of the row. So yeah, those were just some of my like little updates I wanted to cue and clue you guys in on. I actually planned to come onto live stream on Monday. And then I was so swamped doing all of that stuff, trying to work on dyeing yarn and small business stuff and editing. You guys get the drill that I had to push it off. And then Tuesday came around and I was like, okay, I'm going to live stream on Tuesday. And I've just been so in a good way. I like feeling kind of swamped and like not overworked, but I like feeling super busy because I don't know, it makes me feel like very productive and there's so many different things I have to tackle that I never really get like bored of my work because I have just so many different avenues, whether that's spending a whole day crocheting and then the next day it's dyeing yarn and then the next day it's packaging orders or working on stitch markers or editing a video and emailing people. So it's like there's always a different task to do every single day. I can kind of switch it up instead of doing the same thing over and over. So now let us switch out. This is some really fun, really gorgeous mohair yarn from Hobie. Oh, I think I already used that color. Oh noes. Oh noes. What should I do? Well, we already did this one. I don't want to do that one again. Let us, ooh, okay. Same mohair yarn. This is Sweet Tweed by Hobie, and it's actually a crazy mixture of fibers. I think there's literally every fiber in this one yarn. There's mohair, there's polyester, there's acrylic, there's wool, there's polyamide, there might even be cotton, who knows? There's just so much going on. So we're going to attach this double-stranded to the project. And by the way, if you guys are curious, as I mentioned with this Hobie project, this video is supposed to be posted when? I think by or before next Saturday. So you'll probably see this video in a week or less. And then y'all know exactly what I'm working on. Why did my music stop? That's okay. And Amara's here. Hello, thank you for joining. Ooh, okay. Somebody said they like the ideas of water bottles or long sleeve t-shirts. Okay, so I guess it's already decided. Y'all want long sleeve t-shirts. In regards to the water bottle, I haven't actually even looked at like water bottles yet, but I have been looking at like kind of like clear mason jars or coffee mugs because y'all know I be I'd be on that matcha or iced coffee, and I would really like a clear jar where I can drink my matcha out of every morning with the logo on there. So I actually put that on the side burner. I forgot about that because I was so focused on the clothing. But is this okay? Did I miss something? But I'll have to look back into water bottles and or the mason jars. Okay, so 2, 3. And then I can increase. Okay, okay. Oh, you made a matching set sweater with your daughter, and it's the one from December, the 15-hour sweater. An Airbnb Discord server. I think so I'm totally about that. I am just I don't wanna say disorganized, but because I'm always juggling so much stuff, I don't know if I would be able to, like, keep up with that. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to, like, remember to check in on that and, like, see what y'all are up to. But I remember somebody telling me a while back that the Discord server is mainly, like, for the community, right? And they can, like, add stuff and talk on there and, like, show things that they've made. So maybe we can just set that up. Y'all, if I get any busier, I'm gonna need to hire an assistant or a manager or something because I'm hanging on by a thread. Oh, yeah, but in regards to the merch, I had, like, a bunch of different stuff planned, obviously, and this time around, I want to be, like how do I phrase this? Ever since, like, the whole, like, knitting machine, like, me getting it and, like, for the most part, people are super supportive and, like, really kind about using a knitting machine, and then as I mentioned a few videos back that there's a handful of people in, like, the art community or the fiber art community that think that they're better than others because they knit by hand with needles versus using a knitting machine, and they think that they're just so much better, and putting down people that use a knitting machine because it's a machine and it's not by hand, but in reality, it's all by hand. You guys feel me? So after that whole debacle, I'm not gonna get into it. Um, you guys have heard me, like, really promoting essentially, like, craft inclusivity, and that's something that I want to show through on the merch drop. I mean, obviously, okay, we are called the Naughty Hookers because we crochet. But as you guys know, I do love to knit me stuff by hand and with the machine. And I would really like to put out merch that is like inclusive of all crafts or as like many crafts as possible because no one skill or one craft or one hobby is better or worse than the other. Crochet is not better than knitting, and knitting is not better than crochet. And rub tufting isn't better or worse than crochet, and painting and photography. You guys get the drill. Like nothing is better or worse than anything. Everything is great in its own respect. And at the same time, by having, like knotty hooker, which implies crocheting on some merch, I don't want people to feel limited, like, oh, well, I don't crochet, so like I don't want to get that or I can't wear that. I really want to put out what we call like craft neutral merch that anybody who is into crafting for their soul and their happiness can partake in this. So yeah, that's just something else I wanted to mention. Okay, Amari said it's mostly for the community. You can check in every once in a while. Oh, and your mods will run the day to day. Okay, that's something I can get on board with. I can have some help with that. Make it a lot easier. Pauline is here. Hi. Hello. Miriam said your like weird places I crochet video was hilarious. I just watched it. And when you were crocheting in the shower, I started dying with laughter. I appreciate you understanding my humor and my comedy. It's funny because when I posted that reel on Instagram a couple months back. Although, again, like 95% of people understood that it was an absolute joke, there was still a handful of people like commenting like, "That's unreal," or "That's unrealistic," or "That's too much," or "I can't get on board with this," or "Why would you do this?" It's a joke. It's a joke. I filmed. I think in reality, it was like a 10 clip in the shower with the yarn, and then I, like, threw it out the shower and finished the shower. It's a joke, and it's funny that some people, like, don't get that because there's no way I would actually crochet in the shower. Maybe in the bath, if I'm already sitting in the water, but a lot of people also ask, they're like, "How did you film that in the shower? Like, how do you do that and not get your yarn wet?" It gets wet, dude. There's absolutely no way around it. It was soaking. My piece was soaking wet. I had, like, yarn just touching the bottom of the shower, just wet. So, yeah, it's a joke. But I'm glad that you were laughing at that and you found humor in that. Aaron Glow said, "I'm just here for the pretty yarn and things, and that's all that matters." Are you saying that should be a slogan, like a little thing I should put on a sweater, or are you just saying that you're here for the live stream and you're here for the pretty yarn? Because that is really all that matters at the end of the day. It's just the cuteness of whatever you're making. And yes, Pauline. Oh, hi, Amy. Pauline said, "It's like, would you shame someone for using a sewing machine instead of hand knitting or hand sewing? It's a different skill." Exactly. I had a bunch of people like jumping in the comments saying the same thing, kind of like, woodworkers use battery operated power tools. They don't physically, do every little thing by hand. The process in how you get to the finished result, like your own personal style, I don't there's it does not freaking matter. Okay. I'm losing count. Here we go again. Y'all know the drill. I talk so much and I don't crochet. Oh my gosh, my thing is still recording. It's just going to be 20 minutes of me waving my hands back and forth as I'm talking in this clip. So yeah, that's my little spiel on craft craft acceptance and crafting inclusivity and the crafting community is I'm not here for people that put others down and want to judge and make fun of others or tell you that it's wrong. And if anybody has ever made fun of you for doing whatever craft that you like doing, just know that it's a them problem. That ain't a you problem. Look at the colors. I'm so glad I went with this lilac. And it's already been 30 minutes. Amy said, "How was your week? What do you have planned for the weekend?" My week. To be honest, if you ask me what I did on what day of the week, I have no idea. It was a blur. I did just a little bit of everything. I feel a little tired, but it's been an exciting week just because 'cause I'm working on the merch stuff. I've been crocheting, I've been editing. I dyed the new yarn. I know I said this earlier in the stream, but I dyed and I released new colorways, and I added the boucle yarn to the website, and that stuff is an absolute stunner. I don't wanna, like, walk away from camera, but I literally have a bunch of blue boucle yarn that has been dyed, and it's sitting on my table. So, yeah, a lot of stuff. But this weekend, I'm sorry the light is coming in. This weekend, tomorrow, Jordan has another art show. If you guys didn't know, Jordan's my boyfriend. He's a full-time photographer. Photographer. I can't talk right now. So about once a month or like every other month, Him and a bunch of other artists, whether they're painters or illustrators or photographers, whatever, they get together and they put up their work like an art show on the wall. And yeah, we're gonna go do that tomorrow. He got his photos up last night. So tomorrow's gonna be a late night because I am old and wise in the head because usually by like 8:39 I'm in bed. Like I'm laying in bed. I'm still like kind of working or something, but like I'm a homebody. The art show starts at 7 and it goes until midnight. That's all I'm going to say is I'm going to be absolutely exhausted. So, oh, Lucy, you like the new yarn colorways. Why? Thank you. Thank you very much. That's something else I also want to focus on like consistently is putting out new colorways more frequently or more often. I go through like spouts and bouts where I'm super like obsessed with dyeing yarn and like the creative juices are flowing. So I dye like 3 or 4 different colorways in like 1 or 2 days. And then I get caught up with the crocheting and the other stuff that I put it on the back burner accidentally for like a month. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even tried to like experiment with new colors and stuff. So that's something else I want to hold myself accountable to is to just be more consistent with new colorways and new launches and whatnot. Amy, I love that. I'm gonna have to put that on a shirt. She said, this is a judge-free zone. Absolutely. Doesn't matter what you make. I love it all. I literally love it all. Speaking of loving it all, is it last week or 2 weeks ago now? My friend from college and we took my very first pottery class. It was hers too. Our first pottery class. And I filmed like almost the whole thing. I was geeking out. So much fun. I cannot believe it took me this long to try out pottery. Needless to say, I am in the process of booking myself more classes because it's just fun to like test out and like get into different crafts. Because again, like you can't really get bored because you're doing so many different things. But like throwing the pottery was, I just have no words. I was just so elated doing it. It brought me a ton of excitement and happiness. So I would love to take more classes and film more for you guys. And who knows, maybe even one day I could like launch like clay pieces on the website. So we'll have to see. That is a long ways off because I don't have a pottery wheel and I don't have a kiln, but oh, it looks like Mr. Jojo is home. And that's my cue. I actually have to get going. But to answer a few last questions, Pauline, yes, I do plan on getting, I mean, ideally, I would like to have both sleeves done at the moment because it takes a lot of money and a lot of time. I will finish up the one sleeve. Yes, handmade yarn bowls. Can you guys imagine me throwing handmade yarn bowls and selling them? Crazy. And I can even put like my own logo on it. You guys get the drill. All right, I'm sorry that I'm gonna pop off of here so quickly, but I have to run some errands. Bye.
Hey.
I was literally just about to say bye. Go say bye. Hi and bye. Hi and bye.
Bye.
Sorry. How funny. I told them it was going to be